All right, so thanks everyone for joining us today. We wish that we were able to see you in person, face to face, but this will have to do for now. So welcome. My name is Matt Reilly. I am the Dean of the School of Business at Lasell University. I have been teaching at Lasell for close to 9 years at this point in time. I have a doctorate in organizational leadership, a master's degree in marketing, and a bachelor's degree in business management. And I've worked in finance and marketing prior to teaching at Lasell. So now I'd like to introduce Dr. Nancy Waldron, who is the program chair.
Hi, everyone. Like Dr. Reilly said, we wish we could do this in person, but this is the next best thing. I am chair of the business program in the School of Business at Lasell College. I've been here now for almost 20 years, which makes me the old veteran of the crew here. I teach a number of classes, including the internship. I oversee internships. I help students find internships. I'm the internship coordinator for the School of Business. And I also teach several courses to new incoming freshmen. So hopefully I'll have a chance to see you in class come September. I have, my doctorate is in organization and management. I have a master's in business. I've worked the majority of my career before I started teaching, which is my one true love, was mostly in entrepreneurial endeavors and small businesses. So I have a lot of experience, about 16 years experience in those areas. So that's a little bit about me. And I'll pass it over to Professor Scipione so she can tell you a little bit about herself.
Thanks, Nancy. I'm Professor Scipione. I've been teaching at Lasell for 10 years now. I am in accounting and finance. I came from public accounting. I worked for Deloitte for about 10 years before that, left as senior tax manager. And so I'm hands-on working with the accounting and finance students all the way from freshman year to senior year, help with internship placements, and look forward to having you come to Lasell if you choose to.
Thank you, Professor Scipione. So this webinar really is an opportunity for all attendees to ask any questions that they might be wondering about in regards to the university, to the School of Business, about our curriculum, our faculty, etc. So we're really here to help out and to answer any questions that you might have. Before we get into a Q&A, just it might be a good idea for us to provide a little bit of information for you about the institution and the School of Business. The School of Business, there are 3 major programs within the School of Business. We have a business program, which holds majors such as marketing, business management, finance, accounting, and entrepreneurship. We also have a hospitality program where we have majors such as hospitality management, event management, and resort and casino management. And we also have a COSMA accredited sport management program. Nancy, do you want to talk a little bit about the business program and possibly the internship program as well?
Sure. So our business programs are accredited by ACBSP, which is the Association of Collegiate Business Schools and Programs, which is one of the highest accreditations you can get nationally and internationally, and it focuses on us as a teaching institution. So the most important thing that we do at Lasell is to teach. So students are our primary focus. The majors that Dr. Reilly mentioned, those are within the business program, and they're all very popular majors, as he said. The internship program, which is something that I do coordinate for students, and I help place students in their internships, is something that you do generally in your junior or senior year after you've completed a number of courses towards your major. The internship is a 4-credit class where the majority of our classes are 3 credits. So the internships involves 150 hours working in some type of an organization that is appropriate for your field of study. So if you're an accounting major, as Professor Scipione mentioned, you'll be working in accounting firms or doing accounting for other companies. If you're an entrepreneurship major, you might have an internship in a small business or another organization that helps small businesses. We do have a number of excellent internship sites that we do place our students in. So the internship, as I mentioned, is 4 credit hours. It's 150 hours in the field, so in the organization, and it has a 1 credit class that accompanies it. That's an online class, which is an opportunity for students to share their internships experience with each other. So it's an opportunity to reflect on their internship and discuss it with each other in a 1 credit online class that runs at the same time that you're actually doing your internship. So it's a pretty beneficial program to be able to share your experiences with your other students. So again, the internship can be done in the junior or senior year. We also offer an optional internship 2 course where we've had students who've done such a great job with their internship that they've been asked back. And so they have the opportunity to earn credit for a second internship if they so choose. So that's a little bit about the internship program that we oversee, or that I oversee here. What else would you like us to discuss, Dr. Reilly?
Well, one thing that I'd like to clarify for any students is that it doesn't matter. I know that there are students that come in that say, well, what if I come in as a marketing major and I decide that I want to change my major to business management, or I want to change it to accounting or finance? We want to let everyone know that that's actually pretty normal. And that students can really change their major at any time, although we do encourage students to, if they are interested in changing majors, to do that earlier on in their academic career. But they will be highly supported by their academic advisors that will be able to help them through that process. Also, students that come into the School of Business and maybe they think they want to be marketing, or they think they want to be entrepreneurship or finance or accounting or what have you, all students, particularly in the first couple of semesters within the School of Business at Lasell, will be taking what we call our core courses. And so regardless of what your major is, whether it be marketing or finance or accounting or hospitality or sport management, you will be taking the same courses. So for instance, we have an Excel for Business course. We have a great new professional development in business course, which Dr. Waldron actually teaches and does a great job with. There's a marketing course, there's an accounting course, there's an economics course. So all students, regardless of major, are going to be entering the program taking those courses. And typically they'll learn from those courses. They'll find out what they like, what they don't like, what their interests are, and that helps them to determine which major or area of interest that they'll choose to study in. I do want to open the forum to any questions that any attendees may have, and all you need to do is just type into the chat, and we'll just kind of do our best to answer any questions that you may have. In the meantime, Professor Scipione, maybe you can talk a little bit about some of our successful students that we have that have gone on to find some full-time jobs after their internships at Lasell.
Sure. Before I get to that, I think I just want to emphasize something that the Dean Reilly just said. So one of the courses that you all will take early on is managerial accounting. It's a course I teach, and my students have their project due today. And also here at the school, we talk about connected learning and bring the real world into the classroom, try to use real examples. So right before all of this happened, we started our project, which was tied to Legos. It was a manufacturing project. And what we tried to do was every group had an accounting major, a marketing person and whatnot, and trying to work on team building skills. So it's important that they learn how to work as a team, because no matter what your major is, you will be working with a group of people. And also then really delegating, okay, the accountant of the group is going to be putting together the financial statements. The marketing major is going to look and say, okay, well, how would we sell our product? What is a good selling price? What is our customers willing to pay and not willing to pay? And how many do we think we can sell based on them? So they've been working on that, and obviously with the way things have happened, it's been a little bit of a challenge for them, and they've really been put into the position of learning to work as a group, do Zoom meetings and other things to try to wrap up this project. For the accounting and finance students that I have, we are very fortunate. We have some career fairs that we go to that the state of Massachusetts host. And they get their internships, and a lot of them do walk away with full-time job offers. So I would say about half of my graduating seniors right now have already received full-time job offers upon graduation come May. So the internship sites that we have developed partnerships with for all business majors, we work really hard to make sure our students, you the students, will be prepared so that you can get that full-time job offer once you are done with your completion of your internship. And I know, Matt, you've got some questions, so I don't want to go too long here.
Oh yeah, no problem. Actually, one of the questions kind of aligns with what you were just talking about and what Professor Waldron was talking about a few minutes ago. The question is, where do the internships take place? So the short answer is lots of different organizations. We've had some of our students have interned at the Boston Red Sox, at Amazon, at Encore Boston Harbor, at Mohegan Sun, at Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's, and students have, first of all, 100% of the Lasell graduates will complete their degrees with at least one internship. And some of our students do 2 or 3 internships. We have an internship coordinator, which is Dr. Waldron. Basically she helps students to find an appropriate organization that is relevant to them, and she helps to place them into their internships. And Dr. Waldron, do you want to just talk about that for a minute or so, that process?
Sure. One thing that I always do with internships is I have a long conversation with the student, each individual student, to really identify what they really want to do when they graduate from college. I have students who really want to have a small business, who already have a small business, and who actually want to go and get some more experience in a small business of a similar kind. So students can be assured that their internship will be tailored to what they want to continue to learn and what they want to apply to their career when they graduate from college. So I certainly have students who want an internship with a big company like Blue Cross or Blue Shield, or the city of Boston, which I just recently placed a finance student with the city of Boston in their housing and urban development program. But I also have other students who are working with very small companies, 2 or 3 on the management team, and they're working with those entrepreneurs, with those small business owners, with the goal of applying that directly to their own small business that in many cases they've already started. So we have a number of students at Lasell right now who do have their own businesses, and a number who've gone on to start their own businesses. So that's a very important thing. The students aren't just going to some internship office where they're just applying for internships on Indeed or any place else that they might see on the web. But in fact, they're coming in and I'm creating a personal relationship with the student. And that's one of the best parts of my job, is that ability to get to know the students. And by the junior or senior year, I know a lot of our students anyway. I've had them in the professional development class, which is it's a business 100 level class. So I see all first year students in that class. And I just think I want to tag on to this. I do see a question about ACBSP that we can address, but I do want to tag on to this also, that Lasell is a very unique place, and it's a very unique place because it's sort of like going to school and living in a small town. Your professors get to know you by name. We see you all the time walking around campus. I stay in touch with my students. As I said, I'm finishing up my 19th year. So I have students out there who I've been keeping in touch with for, about 15 or 16 years, who now have homes and families and are doing just wonderfully. So if you're looking for an educational experience where your faculty members want to get to know you, they want to know what you want to do in life, they want to know how you're doing, on a regular basis, not just with your academic work. That's one thing that I pride myself on, and I think everyone in our business, in the School of Business, prides himself on that as well. Did you want me to address the ACBSP question, Dr.
Sure,
Reilly?
yeah, sure. There's a question about, it says, is ACBSP better than AACSP? That's a good question, and I'll let Dr. Waldron address it. But the short answer is neither one is better than the other. They're different, and it really depends on the institution, where one is more research focused and one is more student focused. But I'll let Dr. Waldron continue to address that.
Oh, in a nutshell, that was perfect. We purposely selected ACBSP. We're accredited by them in the fall of 2015. And so we purposely selected them rather than AACSBP because ACBSP is teacher focused. So instead of the faculty members being in labs or being in their offices doing research and writing reports, we're focusing on our students. We're a teaching institution. We call ourselves teaching first because that's what's important to us. And while we also engage in other academic pursuits like research and presentations at conferences and things, our goal is teaching. We're in the classroom. When you register for a class here at Lasell, you are going to have a full-time or a part-time faculty member who's very experienced not only in their field, but in teaching as well. Everyone in the School of Business has professional experience that they bring to the classroom. But the key factor in our accreditation is that it's teaching focused, teaching excellence. And in order to maintain that accreditation, we have to renew our accreditation every 10 years, but we have to reaffirm it every 5 years. We need to continue to focus on that teaching excellence. So that's what's different. Larger institutions generally are more research focused, where you may be in a 100 level class or freshman level class with 100, 200, 300 other students being taught by a teaching assistant as opposed to a professor. And one is not better than the other, they're just different. So if you're the type of student who likes individual attention, who would enjoy having a relationship with a faculty member over the course of your educational career, Lasell is, that's what we're really focused on. And that's why we chose and applied for ACBSP accreditation. And it's not an easy thing to get. It takes a very long time. In the case of our accreditation, it took the better part of a year to gather all the materials. And then they have to do a site visit and interview people and interview the Board of Trustees. So it's a long process, and it's not something that you can just pay for and then you slap it on your website. It's something that you really have to earn, and you earn it through teaching excellence.
Absolutely. And thank you, Dr. Waldron. And it really aligns with our educational philosophy of connected learning, where our curriculum and our courses are very hands-on. And, you know, we really want to make sure that our students have a competitive advantage when they graduate. Like I mentioned before, 100% of our students complete an internship before graduation. And our students also leave with various professional certifications that they get within their classes. There are some courses where these tangible credentials are actually embedded into the course. So when you finish a course, you will not only be done with the course and ready to move on, but you will have a professional certification that you can put on your resume, put in your LinkedIn profile, and it just, you know, helps to set you apart from other college students at other institutions. So please, if there are any more questions, please continue to type them into the chat box there, and we'll address them as they come in. We had a couple of great questions already, so just looking for any more that you might have. In the meantime, Professor Scipione, do you mind talking for a minute about the opportunity that students have within the finance major to sit for the CFP?
Yes, so both the accounting and finance professions have certified exams. So for accounting, our curriculum is approved by the state of Massachusetts. Every state CPA has different requirements, but we try to align so that students can take the exam, the CPA exam for accounting students in the states they go to. With finance, there is also an exam, certified financial planning exam. And so as a finance major, you have two tracks. If you are interested in possibly being a financial planner, we do have courses that are approved by the CFP board. So you would be required to take those 7 courses. It is built in as part of your finance major so that you too would have the knowledge and the credentials to be able to sit for that exam also. So both the finance and the accounting, we are trying to provide you with the resources that you need to sit for those exams. For accounting, we do have a relationship with Becker. They are one of the big CPA review exams. And in all my courses, I do try to give at least one assignment that is actual past CPA exam questions. So Becker has access to past CPA exam questions. They provide us with access to that, and to tie everything in, I do provide the students with questions so that they can see what they have learned is there. I did see a quick question about Bloomberg terminals. We do have a Bloomberg terminal that we have used or have the ability to use, but there are a lot of other resources out there that we do use instead of Bloomberg. So we toss back and forth as to which is the best resource to provide the students with the information that they need to access and be successful. I have a brother in finance at JP Morgan. Yes, Bloomberg is used, but there are also a lot of other tools that are just as comparable to Bloomberg, and so we make sure the students have access to that. Dean Reilly, do you want to say more about Bloomberg terminals?
Yeah, no, I think you did a great job. Yeah, we have a Bloomberg terminal that we have access to, that students have access to, but we've found that that information can also be obtained elsewhere, and our faculty provide all sorts of resources for students to obtain that information and learn from it and move forward in their courses. We have a question about, are there different times to check in for class when choosing classes for the next year? So we do have a week of registration where all students are kind of, you know, we'll have juniors will, you know, typically register for class on a Monday. Sophomores will go on a Tuesday. Freshmen and first year students will go on a Wednesday, and that kind of thing, just to make the registration process run a little bit smoother. And all students will have an academic advisor that helps them during that registration process. But there are students that, will tend to, maybe they forgot to register for a course, or they changed their mind and they want to register for something different, or they want to drop a course that they registered for and they want to choose something new. And that's totally fine. And, we're always there, and the academic advisors are always there to support those decisions. And those can typically be done pretty easily as far as registration goes. Dr. Waldron, is there anything else that you'd want to say about that, or? I think she's muted. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute that. No, I think you covered it well. And as for students who are, we're hoping that you'll come in September. There is orientation in June when first year students will pick their classes for the fall. So depending on how the health situation plays out, that decision will be made by admissions.
Okay. There's a question about core courses and courses taken during the first year. Will students take courses within their specific major, like a marketing class, just so that students are sure that they want to keep or change a major? So students do take several business classes during their first year. There's a couple of introductory courses that students take during their first semester. We have, first of all, an introduction to management, a business 101 course. We have an Excel for Business course, which has a little bit of accounting in that as well. We have a professional development in business course. And those are courses that are taken either first or second semester. But using marketing as an example, our introductory marketing course is a 200 level course, but we have students typically take that either their first semester of their sophomore year, their second semester of their first year, but definitely within the first 2 years, students start taking marketing courses.
But please also know that the reason why we put these classes in the core for all majors to take is because we feel that every course in that core has some knowledge for everyone to know, and it is important for an accounting student to understand what a marketing student is doing and vice versa. So when students find out that they have to take a managerial accounting course, they're all like, I'm not an accounting major. But everything that we cover in that course is applicable to someday as a marketing major. I'm assuming you want to be in the management or be one of the head of the marketing department. And so therefore you do need to understand the accounting behind it. And so all these courses in the core, we do try to incorporate all of the majors' perspectives in the courses.
Absolutely. Using that first business 101 class as an example, and I know Dr. Waldron has taught that before, but there will be, possibly a couple of weeks of accounting, and then a couple of weeks of entrepreneurship, and a couple of weeks about marketing and supply chain and human resources. So within that first course that students typically take during the first semester, they're really touching base with lots of different topics and subjects that we have as majors and minors. So, they're able to find out pretty quickly what they're interested in. Dr. Waldron, is there anything that you want to add about that first course?
I also think that it's important to understand that students coming in from day one have a strong relationship with their academic advisors. So they can always talk about their major with their advisor or anyone else in the business program. So if they come in as an accounting major in that first semester and they're still a little bit unsure, maybe they want to be marketing or maybe they want to be entrepreneurship, we have plenty of resources for them to talk to other people, especially the faculty within the department. We're all very available. Like I said, we're teaching faculty. We're either in our classrooms or we're in our offices. So we're readily available. And the advising relationship is very important to us as well. so that students always know they can go to their academic advisor for any type of academic question that they have, or any other assistance that they might need. And I'm also just seeing this question, Dr. Reilly, I hope you don't mind me adding this into what I'm saying. How many students are typically in our classes? And we cap our classes at 26 students. So generally in the first year, those classes do fill. So you will have a class with 25 other students. As you move through the program and take more specific major courses, the number of students in those courses, in those classrooms, will drop over the next 4 years. So your first year courses, you will see 26 generally in those courses. But as you move through the program, say you're a marketing major and you're taking marketing research, generally we see a class like that with maybe 16 or 17 students in it. So we're not talking about, 50